Hauser Plads is a public square located in the inner city of Copenhagen. A 3-minute walk from Norreport station, Hauser Plads provides green space and recreational opportunities in the heart of the city. Hauser Plads is named for a 19th century Swiss merchant named Conrad Hauser, who purchased the land after the British bombardment of Copenhagen in 1807. In 2011, the Danish company Polyform Architects joined forces with Dutch company Cars and Brands to completely renovate the square. The architect's challenge was to create a public space for the community while incorporating a headquarters for the city's facilities workers. The new space features a modern design with curved elements that are evocative of amoebas. It boasts a large, fenced-in playground in the middle, which is raised on a concrete platform and surrounded by a white fence. The playground includes one large sandbox, 2 swings, 2 climbing nets, 3 climbing poles, 2 metal orbs, several smaller raised bumps, and some water taps. The flooring around the play structures is made of rubber turf to encourage safe play, while other regions of the playground are grassy or have stone tiles. Despite the dozen or so pine trees and smaller bushes that dot the space, the circular elements and pockmarked surface of the playground are reminiscent of the cratered surface of the moon. An office space for the facilities workers is located underneath the square. This office building has enough space to house 100 daily workers, and it includes underground parking and a small seating area in the courtyard. Using curved glass allows the space to still receive a significant amount of natural light despite its sunken position. The fence allows those in the playground area who want to sneak a peek at the office building below to do so without an invasion of privacy or risk of falling. There are several businesses located around the edges of the square, including restaurants including Café Bar, Schönemann, and El Maison. I visited the area in the morning and the afternoon and found the park to be much more utilized in the morning. This is due to the local schools that bring classes to the park for playtime. When I visited, a class of students had just come from seeing a play at a nearby children's theater and had stopped for lunch and recess in the park. In visiting the square, I noticed that the outskirts of the square, that is, the area outside of the playground, seemed very disconnected from the playground area. While the playground was full of children running and playing, adults chatting on the phone, and parents looking after their kids, the area outside of the playground mainly served as a thoroughfare for cars, trucks, and people on foot or bike. No one on the outskirts of the square stopped to chat with a friend, take a lunch break, or sit in the few public seating options available outside of the playground. The only exception to this was the area around Café Bar, which offered some private seating to customers. Looking inwards at the square from the perimeter, it became clear that the large white fence around the playground hindered the view of the park. This prevents those seated at outside tables and chairs at restaurant Schönemann, Café Bar, or other public chairs from viewing anything occurring inside the park. As Jan Gill notes in Life Between Buildings, in order for seating in public squares to be utilized, the activities in the space must be visible and serve as the main attraction. The white fence excludes those on the outskirts from seeing, connecting with, and relating to those within the playground. One side of the square is also particularly unpleasant, with a dull facade and no shops, cafes, seating, or greenery. There is even some graffiti on the outer edge of the playground. Additionally, the cars and trucks that drive through and often park in the square provide loud noises, unpleasant smells, and the possibility of collision. These factors add up to a less than enjoyable experience for a pedestrian. On the other hand, the experience within the playground is quite pleasant. Heavily trafficked by school children, the park's many play structures are well used. The space is clean, and one can hear the sounds of children laughing. The park is shielded from traffic and wheelchair accessible. There is ample seating and many interesting things to look at. While most of the park is bathed in light, the pine trees provide some shade. Ultimately, Hauser Plads provides a splash of green space in an otherwise dense section of the city.